I spent years living all the way in the box, afraid to step out, afraid to truly grab hold of my dream. And now I am breaking through, and I invite you to join me.
Your breakthrough starts now. Coming up on today's show, get ready to be inspired and transformed with our featured guests. Find out what's trending and get advice on life's daily challenges with Erica's top tips of the day. All of this and so much more coming up. So stay tuned. This is your one-stop shop for inspiration. The Erica Latrice Show. And now, here's your host, Erica.
Hello and welcome to the Erica Latrice Show. This is your one-stop shop for inspiration. So I just want to let you know the best way to win if you're watching this live, you just did something amazing for yourself. You want to comment. That's it. Just grab your keyboard, comment, tell a friend, tag a trailblazer. Today's show is about to be bananas. I don't even say bananas, but we are about to have an amazing time. If you've ever found yourself getting stuck in cycles, if you find yourself repeating the same mishaps, repeating the same challenges, then you definitely want to grab a notepad, lean in a bit closer. We are having a good time with our first guest on today's show, Catherine James. She is a CEO and founder of Sensational Living. As if that wasn't enough, our second guest is going to jump in and do some mindset work with you all as well, Roxana. And we are really going to have a good time because these two ladies specialize in getting uncomfortable, getting comfortable, getting uncomfortable, identifying those blocks, and stepping out to live your best life. I'm going to be sharing my top tips of the day. If you can't hear the excitement in my voice, I need you to hear it because there will be no reel in the streets today. There will be no rewind. This is all going into the Be Inspired Cafe and helping you to break those blocks, to get confidence, to step out and stop being stuck by things that you can easily overcome. So when we come back, I'm jumping in with my top tips of the day, and we are going to have a good time on today's show. I'll be right back. To soar. If you're ready to step out, I'm telling you, you can transform your life in 21 days by taking the 21-day Focus Fast, and you can get that at thefocusfast.com. Hello and welcome back. So it pays to be live. I just want to say a huge happy birthday to Musically Mika Greer, who actually sponsored this top with her shop, her boutique shop. That's a tongue twister. Three's a Heart. So if you go to threesaheart.com, if you're in the comments, if you're watching live right now, everyone just send Mika a huge happy birthday because she is on today and it is her birthday. So I want to get into the top tip of the day. And this is something really simple, but it's so effective. And I've talked about this a lot, but I want to really drive the point home today. Know where you are. Know where you are. So a lot of times we have big dreams, big goals, big visions, big past, bad past, good past, whatever it may be. But the challenge becomes thinking about the today. And when we don't have an accurate picture of today, if we're not able to realize where we're at today, we can't know where we're going. And so I share that with you. You know, like the GPS analogy that everyone uses. God's not going to tell you, I got to use that voice, where to go without knowing where you're coming. But the truth is, if you don't know where you're starting, you can't get a big picture of where you're going. So this piece of advice that I will have for you today is to track it. If there is any area in your life that you want to see growth in, if there's any area in your life that you're ready to catapult, track it. Whether it's your finances, your food, your fitness, your spiritual life, start tracking it. Thank me later. Give me a virtual high five or something, because you will never look back when you start to track. I'm a poet today. So when we come back, as promised, I'm going straight into the Be Inspired Cafe with our special guest. We'll be starting with Catherine James. She is a founder of Sensational Living, and she helps you to identify those blocks, uncover those triggers, and start living your sensational life. We'll be right back. As I am sharing throughout this week, I want to just highlight our featured musical artist, Julius Witherspoon. If you go to juliuswitherspoonmusic.com right now, his single Fight to the Finish is available. I will share a snippet, and on the other side of the snippet, you'll be hearing from Catherine James in the Be Inspired Cafe.
Yo, been a long time coming. Yes, sir. Yeah. First things first, all praise to Jesus. Without him, I wouldn't be able to see this. Singing on stages, talk about crazy. Thought I was out of my mind, thought I was insane, man. Dreams never sleep, so I gotta be all that God has intended for me to be. No, I never lost faith, I never lost hope. No, it don't come easy. Gotta let you know you gotta fight to the finish. Whoever's here, whoever doesn't show up, fight to the finish, fight to the finish. I know they see you out here on the come up. So keep your head in it, keep your head in it. Don't let the fame or the money get you caught up. This is why you live it, this is why you live it. Fight to the finish, this is why you live it. Fight to the finish.
Woo, I love it. Listen, our special guest in the Be Inspired Cafe is up now. She is Catherine James, CEO. She's a coach. She's an entrepreneur and an absolute all-around powerhouse. So welcome with me into the Be Inspired Cafe today, Catherine James. How are you doing today, Catherine?
Hello, Erica. I am fabulous. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I'm excited to have you, Catherine, because I feel like you have a message of, oh my gosh, so many things that you unpack where we can show up, we can look like all is well, we're all prim and pretty with our 3 to heart blouses on. Meanwhile, we can be underneath that struggling. So can you tell us just a little bit of your story, a little bit about who you are?
Absolutely. I am, as you said, founder and owner of Sensational Living Training and Development. And I have a heart for women who are in the professional space because I am that woman who, as Erica said, looked like everything was well on the outside. Just a public success. However, on the inside, I truly felt like a private failure. Life, I did everything that I was told in terms of going to school and getting an education. However, in 1998, I found myself suffering with depression, and more specifically, it's called functionally depressed because I was able to go up, get up every day and do my job and handle that aspect of my life. However, when I got back home, I had nothing to give my family. I had nothing to give myself. And my days really looked like I would just go home and go to my room and fall on my bed and cry until I cried myself to sleep. And this went on I have not yet tracked a full period, but I know that it went on for 90 days. Everyone on the outside thought everything was great. I had the husband, the 2 kids, the house, the car, the 6-figure income, but I was so broken on the inside. I'm passionate about that woman because I know that I'm not alone. And there are so many women who live this same life. They can't quite figure out what's wrong. They know that they are created to do something differently. However, they can't put their finger on it. They keep running in circles. They keep running into this wall. And because we are taught to stay quiet and not tell what's going on with us, vulnerability is weak, instead of reaching out for help, we suffer in silence.
Yes. So, Catherine, I want to dig in because I like to break things down into steps. So there are so many people, men and women, who are suffering, like you said, in silence, who are feeling like they have to have it all together. They need to show up on the outside. Meanwhile, on the inside, things are not in place. So one of the things that you touch on is when we can't quite put our finger on what's wrong. Some people are out there, we're just trucking along and we don't even realize that there's a problem. So what's one way that we can identify or even become aware that there is even a problem that we need to address?
I think listening. I really believe that self talks to us, but we are in a habit of ignoring what's being said because there's so much going on the outside. We're so busy being busy, oftentimes doing nothing, just staying in action, irrelevant action. But there's a saying, when you lay down and go to sleep at night, your true self shows up. Your true self. Are you enjoying your life? Are you just kind of trudging along. We have this saying, are you just existing? And people know, I truly believe, if they are just existing. And it's just a matter of saying, do you want to continue to live your life that way? Do you want to continue to show up that way? Or do you truly want to live the abundant life that has been promised?
That is so good. So we are going to bring Catherine back and do like a little trending topics panel discussion, because one of the things that you talked about being that public success is a trending topic right now. But before we do that, for those that want to get connected with you, they want to learn more about sensational living. And I love that you start everything with have a sensational day and being sensational. How can we get connected, and what does that mean to become sensational to you?
I would encourage you to jump on my website and sign up for the Sensational Life Path Assessment. My website is www.Catherine, CATHRINE, no E in the middle, James.com, CatherineJames.com. What does it mean to be sensational? I truly equate sensational to a book that I live by, a scripture in particular, that says, I came that you may have life and that you may have life more abundantly. When I think about abundance, I believe that it is 360. It is not just a financial abundance, but it is an abundance in health. It is an abundance in wealth. It is an abundance in relationships. It is an abundance in our career. Everything that brings you joy or life, not necessarily happiness, but fulfillment. So when I think of sensational, it's just waking up to your life every day fulfilled, knowing that you are living the life that you were created to live.
Mic drop. So when we come back, Roxana is going to come into the Be Inspired Cafe. We're going to have a blast. And if you have questions right now, I already have some questions prepared, but if you want to be a part of the trending topics, I will tell you. Again, I'm going to bring it up for you. Join the conversation. Join the conversation. All you have to do to join the conversation is comment in the chat, and you can be a part of our panel talk in just a second. When we come back, Roxana will be in the Be Inspired Cafe. We have so much more show for you, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Get ready for all new episodes of the Erica Latrice Show. You can join me weekdays at 2 o'clock Eastern across social media at Erica Empowers. That's Erica spelled like America. If you have a message that you want to share on the show, email us right now at info@ericalatrice.com or visit online at ericalatrice.com/be on the show.
Welcome back. It is time for the Be Inspired Cafe. And our special guest today is going to help you take it a step further with what we just left off talking about. And that's shifting your mindset. It's so important if you're serious about seeing things take place in your life, if you're serious about taking those goals and turning them into actionable steps that happen, then you have to work on and start with that mindset. So welcome with me into the Be Inspired Cafe today, Roxana, who is our resident mindset coach. How are you doing today?
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
I love it. So let's start. Can you tell us just a little bit about your story and how you came into this path of helping other people break those limiting beliefs and those barriers that they hold on to?
Absolutely. I started out as a young girl believing that if I stayed small and quiet and invisible, that I would be safe. And that came to be, that was my belief system because of all the abuse that I encountered through my life, and further collected evidence as I became a teen and an adult. That things kept happening that were hurtful and frightful and dangerous. So the more quiet I got, the smaller I got, what I believed was the safer I got. However, it got to a point, this kind of a boiling point or rock bottom, where I had gained weight beyond 4 or 5 times, diet, gain weight. I've lost my entire life savings. I felt depressed. I didn't have any motivation. I quit everything that I thought I loved. And I just laid on the couch thinking this is the end of life. And I actually wished death upon myself. I wished to die. And it was at that point that I said, okay, I give up, do what you want with me. I was speaking to my God, to my higher power. And at that moment, something happened. Things happen in threes for me. And someone said to me, have you talked to this company? Have you talked to this person? Have you tried this? 3 separate people told me to go to the same place. And I found my solace. I found my shining beacon light, my North Star. I found something to pull me out of this dark place of self-loathing. And when I found that, and I found some breath and I could breathe again and some life came back into my soul, I realized that I wanted to reciprocate. And I knew that there were so many other men and women in my same position who felt they were worthless and nothing. And it's further from the truth. And
Yes.
so I'm not excited to want to help others.
Yeah, I want to dig into that because there are a lot of people out here that one of the things that you said, and I hear this over and over and over and over, that feeling, excuse me, I need to sip my coffee right now, but that feeling of worthlessness, that feeling like I'm not good enough, I'm playing small because one person, usually it's like that one defining moment or 2 little moments that have had you playing that record over and over for a lifetime. So what do you have, like a little tip or something that you use to help people that may be stuck playing that broken record and it's causing them to live a life to line up with that broken record lie that someone told them?
The first thing that I would say is pay attention to what are you saying to yourself, either out loud or silently. For example, how many times you walk from the living room to the dining room, you forget why you get there? Crap, what was I here for? Dang it, I'm so stupid. Or I dropped something, or you can't find your keys, or just small little things, and you say something about yourself. Darn it, I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? I can't believe I forgot that. Start paying attention to how you're talking to yourself.
That is so good, Roxana, because I say this to my kids all the time. Like if they say something, like you would think they get in more trouble for talking bad about themselves than if they were to come at me. I'm like, don't say that. But then they're watching, because when I say something about myself, it's like, okay, Miss Be Inspired. I thought you said, so our words have power. Our words have power. Is there anything else, like a common myth that you see, or maybe a common sign that people ignore, that there's a problem with their thinking, there's a problem with their mindset? And with that common sign, like what's one thing that they can do to overcome it?
Think about a time when somebody asked you to do something or gave you a compliment, one or the other. And typically you respond with, oh, I can't do that. Oh, no, thank you. No, you're prettier than me. No, you're smarter than me. Oh, no. You deflect it away or you minimize what you're saying. So the common theme that most people say to themselves is they're confirming what they believe that they are not. When someone gives you a compliment or asks you to do something, that is actually an honor. They trust you. They respect you enough to come to you to either give you a request because they find value in your input, or they feel compelled to give you a compliment. Own that.
Oh my gosh. So when we come back, Roxana, before we leave, I want you to share with us how we can get connected with you and take that next step. But when we come back, I'm going to be going through some questions that I've received over time. If you want your question to be read, then all you got to do is put it in the keyboard. But Roxana, how can we get connected with you, learn a little bit more about what you're doing, and follow you on social media?
Absolutely. You can reach me at freedomstarinstitute.com. Freedom like in America, Star Institute, or on Facebook at Roxana FSI, which are the initials for Freedom Star. I offer a free 30-minute consultation to discover what your dreams are and what might be standing in the way.
I love it. I love the reference to America because I say this without, like, every time my dad watches this, he cracks up because I'm like, Erica, spell like America, because people put a K in it. So I love that you have like your twist on America too. So when we come back, we are jumping into the Be Inspired Cafe. We got our cafe. This will be a great time. You have like 20 seconds. Grab your cup of coffee, water, tea, or something. Join the conversation. We will be right back.
If you're watching this, so are your potential clients. I'm excited to announce an all-new season of the Erica Latrice Show. It's coming up right now, and we're looking for featured guests as well as sponsors. If you want to be a success supporter of this show, connect with our team right now by emailing info@ericalatrice.com to get more information or just support the mission of Be Inspired, to empower and inspire people all around the world with a message of hope and encouragement. Our mission is to bring you uplifting news and talk to encourage and share a platform for those who have a powerful message and looking for a place to share it. If you want to partner with the Erica Latrice Show, you can do so by emailing info@ericalatrice.com or visit ericalatrice.com/sponsor so that you can be a success supporter of this inspirational movement.
Yes, it is cafe time. I'm so corny. I love the music. I'm just over here jamming. So I love this part of the show because I know a lot of us are watching and we may have questions. We may be thinking, you know what? How do I, okay, this sounds good, but how do I apply it to my life? So there's one question that I actually want to start with. And I know, Catherine, you've touched on this, and Roxana, I'm sure you have some input. Sometimes we get stuck in these labels. And one of the labels, Catherine, that you deal with a lot is when we're called bossy or dealing with being controlling and aggressive. So how do you address, like, what are your thoughts with carrying labels? And it, specifically if someone finds himself either being called bossy or struggling with being too controlling?
I want to say to that woman, first off, we have to identify ourselves by our own labels. Oftentimes we get lost in what other people say and we believe that that's a negative connotation. However, we are all given energies, we are given personalities, we are given gifts and talents that are appropriate for why we have been created. I believe in an environment, predominantly in the workplace, where history has it, it's a, white male is at the head. It's a little difficult for a woman to show up and assert herself because that wasn't the norm. However, if you are confident in who you are confident in your knowledge and what you speak, how you deliver that. Yes, you want to analyze and ask yourself if you're coming off negative. How do you know that? What's the energy that you feel behind it? If you feel a negative energy, then you're probably coming off negative. But if you don't feel a negative energy, then don't take on that person's opinion of you. Their opinion of you is none of your business.
I got the mic drop. That is a mic drop. Oh my gosh. Roxana, what do you say to that person that's like stuck carrying certain labels that they can't shake?
First off, I think it's important to understand, where did that label come from? Where do we discover our beliefs? Between the ages of 0 and 7, 95% of your beliefs were already formed in your mind, whether they were good or bad beliefs. And those typically were formed by your biggest influencers in life, your mother and your father. And then you go on further to suggest that, or to live through self-reference. What does that mean? That means you think everything's your fault. So when you have a label now as an adult, it's important to go back to your childhood and discover, where did that first belief come from? And realize that as a child, when you were forming these beliefs in your mind, you had no knowledge of how the world worked. You only knew what was in your sphere. Oftentimes we carry that belief system into our teens and our adulthood, still in that young age between 0 and 7. The first step is to recognize, where did the belief come from?
Wow. And I'm doing this face. It's so funny. Y'all have to check your faces, Catherine and Roxana, because I'm noticing in these internet streets, people are coming for people. Like when you're intently listening, it's like, why does she have that face? So when I'm doing this face, this is my listening. Okay. I just wanted to throw that out there before someone does a crazy screenshot. So there's something that you said, and I think where we are now adults, and most of you watching this, I would say 99.99% of you watching this are adults. And this is a question that comes up for me a lot, is how can we make sure that next generation coming up, that we're not that hindrance, that they remember between that age 0 to 7, because a lot of what I do now, I can pinpoint my 5th grade teacher that said, "You have a PA voice." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. What's a PA voice?" And then she put me on the morning announcements. So I've been doing like announcements since elementary, but it's like those key moments, the good labels that helped. So what would you say that we can do, not just for children, but even for other adults that are carrying labels from childhood? How can we show up and help other people to progress? Whichever one of you want to take that first.
I would say just be encouraging, speak life into people. So often we have this propensity to look at the negative or the bad, but if we are able to speak life, you first start by working on yourself. If you don't feel good about yourself, then you can't transfer light. But if you feel good about yourself, you can not only speak good to yourself, you can speak good to others. You can transfer light, you can transfer life. So being aware, like Roxana said, listening to your words. What are you saying? Be it in your head, in your mind, or verbally. What are you saying? And if you catch that you are continually saying things that are putting other people down, that is a note that you want to self-check, because there's something going on inside that's causing you to deliver information that's not uplifting others.
Hands down. And I'm trying not to get out of the shot because I'm getting excited. Y'all can see me just disappear. It's like, woo, that was good. So Roxana, what would you say? How can we show up bigger and better for other people?
Well, I'd like to piggyback on what Catherine was saying and let you know that what you see in other people is frequently a mirror for yourself. So if you are seeing somebody as powerful, amazing, they're smart, they're talented, they're whatever, you are seeing a reflection of who your soul, who you really are meant and designed to be. And conversely, if you are attacking someone, if you are negative with someone, if you are hurtful and saying things to them in a negative way, most likely you view yourself that way. Most likely you feel that there's something wrong with yourself. This is so key, because if you can do that, if you can see from an outside perspective, you can go to work on that and transform that. And it's very fast. This transformation is a very quick transformation. It doesn't take a lot of time.
I'm going to throw this mic. If I didn't have to risk the camera just getting knocked over, this is so good. So we are going to wrap up with our final thoughts in just a second. But if ever there was a time to share, tag someone, tell a friend, harass the whole comment section and fill it up with emojis and exclamation marks, it's right now. If you want to win a copy of my book, Finish, I will be shipping those out this week. All you got to do is comment, and I'm going to be giving it away. If you want to know what Finish is about, here's a shameless plug from none other than me. If you're tired of seeing my commercials, if you're tired of it, you shouldn't be, but if you are, email info@ericalatrice.com to find out how you can throw your business and some info in here too. We'll be right back with our final thoughts.
Get your copy of my all-new book, Finish, where you can transform your life and get projects done in as little as 7 days. Go to ericalatrice.com.
All right, it is time for our final thoughts of the day. Just that one word, because we have 8 seconds. So we're going to share with you that one word or sentence that you want the audience to leave with today. We'll start with you, Roxana. What's that one thing?
I want you to remove the word try from your vocabulary permanently, because the word try sends a signal to your brain that you will quit, stop, and give up when it's too difficult.
Yes. Okay. What about you, Catherine? What's that one thing?
I want you to believe like you have never believed before. Sensational living is available for you. Even if your internal man has conflict with that, know that it is available for you. The book I live by says, I came that you may have life and that you may have life more abundantly. That means you.
I love it. I will be updating. Check out the comments, check out the description to get their links. Now, if y'all can drum roll for me, if you're in the comment section, throw the drum roll. The next name that appears on the screen wins their very own copy of the book Finish. Congratulations. She said, I would love a book. Well, speak life, and you did. So, Keisha, you are a winner for today. All that you'll have to do is email me at info@ericalatrice.com to get the shipping info so that you can get a copy of your book Finish. If this message encouraged you, please tell a friend, tag a trailblazer. You can stay connected with me across social media at Erica Empowers. And as I'm always telling you guys, I elongate this because I need to drive the point home. Not next week, not yesterday, anything like that. Today. Go out and make today amazing, because it is absolutely a choice. Thank you so much for watching.
For more inspiration, visit us online at ericalatrice.com.